This is an Off the Tongue podcast.
Hey, everybody, Doug.
Greg.
And this is Mike.
And we are the It's Funny That Makes It Okay podcast, part of the Off the Tongue podcast network. And who else might be on the Off the Tongue podcast network, you might ask? Well, you got the Greener Grass podcast. We got Teach a Dummy, Skate Ohio, the original Copycats, and Pint Pals podcast. So make sure to check all them out and give us a listen as well. Hey, everybody, thanks for tuning into the show. We're glad you are listening to the show. How is everybody today?
Hanging in there.
I wish I had a cricket sound. I would have put it right there.
That would work.
Doing well.
Good. All right, well, we're going to jump right in because we got a lot of things to talk about. I got a couple things up front. I think we have a little bit of Eclipse talk, even though that was last week. We got a Would You Rather segment. I have a game we're going to play.
All right. I like games.
And then if we have time, we might get into a couple things. Kids' birthday parties.
Yay.
A Chipotle worker got shot. And Cambodia is cracking down on ne'er-do-wells to keep anarchy from happening in the streets.
Ooh, keeping that bay.
If we have time. If not, those will get pushed off till next week. I am going to start us right off. This is two different places. I went and I got a drink at a couple places. First one I got is it has the fancy screens that you touch the screen. You have 87 different options now.
Yep.
You know, it's instead of just whatever. I want my Diet Dr. Pepper.
Yeah.
So I hit the Diet Dr. Pepper and it comes up. And then off to the side, you have other options now. You can get Diet Dr. Pepper because, you know, it's not enough just to have that. We're going to give you more and more options.
Oh, yeah.
So they have a little.
Well, we want to slow the public down while they're trying to get their drinks.
Oh, are you talking about the, is this the red Coke machine, the touchscreen?
It's kind of like that, but it's at a gas station.
Okay.
So to the left, it's got like a little lemon. So I'm assuming like lemon flavor, cherry flavor, a flower. I'm assuming vanilla flavor. Next to the flower, it's got a battery. Just a battery.
You want a little juice in that drink?
I'm assuming they mean maybe like energy, but I don't know if that means caffeine or ginseng or maybe it drops a battery. Maybe it kicks a battery into the bottom of my cup. I don't know what I need a battery for my drink.
Your electric soda.
Maybe it's for my straw. It just turns. I don't know. But
maybe your cup lights up.
I looked at it and I was like, what the? And it doesn't give you an explanation. It doesn't say, it just says energy, plus or minus. And it's a battery.
Huh.
Just a battery.
Is that the Tesla drink?
Maybe it is. I don't know. So I don't know. Thoughts? I don't know what it was. I don't know what it is.
I mean, I guess the energy kind of makes sense, but
is it caffeine?
Wouldn't you do like maybe a lightning bolt or
even that still? I mean, what is it? How much caffeine am I getting?
What would you do?
Some people are caffeine sensitive. Like
true, I kind of am. But what would you do for energy then? What would you?
Well, like ginseng is something that they say gives you energy. I mean, there are some different.
No, I meant for the icon though. What would you do to let
show a little guy
know?
running with something by him? Like, I don't know.
Streaks of wind behind him.
I don't know.
Yeah.
So anyway, that was one. And then today I was quite a ways off, and I was coming back. I stopped at a Love's Travel Center, and I went in to get a drink.
Where you can buy some chainmail?
I can buy all kinds of stuff there.
Yeah.
A pewter dragon, a walking stick, a big fuzzy hat. I can come out there looking like a pimp. Maybe I get my energy drink too. I have the energy to slap them women around if they don't bring me my money. No, I don't know. Anyway, so I get there, I walk in, and they have three sizes of drinks. They have extra large, large, and medium. All right, and they have them sitting in there. Now, the extra large and mediums are gone. There's nothing in it. All they have are large cups. That's it. And then they have a sign, and the sign says, "We apologize for the inconvenience, but we don't have any large lids and only large cups." I'm like, what? I'd already got my cup. I just dumped it out, threw it away. Like, what am I supposed to do with that? How did you get rid of all the large lids, but you have all large cups?
Somebody had a lid thing going on. I'd like some lids.
And we have large, extra large, and medium lids, but no extra large cups and no medium cups.
And why did they get rid of small? They've got extra large, large, and medium. What happened to small, medium,
Well, the small
large?
became medium, large is medium, and extra large is large.
So we
and
have
now at the Circle K, they have a XX large, which
Yeah.
is even a bigger cup.
So we have no small anymore. Small's just gone.
Yeah, small's gone.
Pretty soon
Medium's
it's-
almost gone.
Yeah, it's like the size of those big giant Stanley
Yes.
mug things. That's the small eventually. Is what we're moving
Eventually, you'll just have a cart and you roll out like one of those acetylene torch canisters. That'll be your soda.
I don't know if you've seen this, Mike. We have a Beck's gas station in Washington, and in the center section they
Beck's.
have different things. They have root beer there. They have a pony keg sized can of root beer, and it says
I've seen
pony
that.
keg. Who drinks that much root beer?
Doug's doing
Root beer.
Doug's
I mean-
doing keg stands at the.
Like, why would you ever need that much root beer? That is so much root beer.
That is a lot of root beer.
I looked at it, I was like, and it says pony keg. It's the size of a pony keg. A pony keg of root beer.
Interesting.
I have seen that.
So, anyway, that was all I got in the intro. That's it. I'm out.
Okay. Well, while you're talking about sodas, I had one.
I'm going to
other-
go get a refill of some root beer real quick.
You should.
We'll bring the
Tonight-
pony keg in next week.
This is related to sodas before we get into a little eclipse talk. Tonight, I went to Steak and Shake for supper before the podcast. Lori and I did, and we stayed there and ate. So we did our normal thing. You don't have service at Steak and Shake anymore. You go to the
was it like a
kiosk.
2-hour dinner?
It was a little bit. So now they've added another feature.
2 hours for 4 chicken tenders and some fries.
It's about that.
Yeah.
But no, they've added a new feature now.
Oh, that's
You
exciting.
So
cook your own?
not quite. So
Employee for a night.
it used to be you had a waitress. She'd come up, take your order. They'd, bring
And
it
you
out
wouldn't
to
see
you.
her until
Then
2
they
hours
changed it to now you got the kiosk. You got to punch it in. You don't see a soul
No.
except for the
Yeah.
people in the back cooking things who every once in a yell out, "Have a good day," as you're walking out the door. But so you do the kiosk checkout now, and it prints out your receipt and a little barcode, a QR code. And I'm walking back to the table. I'm looking at it, and it says, "Drink." And I'm like, "What's this for?" And so Lori and I walk over to the soda fountain.
Root
and
beer.
If you get your cup. At first I thought the cup was stuck. I thought, I got to scan this to get my cup now. No, I pulled the cup out. So I'm like, well, what's this mark? Push the thing in. Nothing. And then I see this little barcode scanner
my
hoop thing.
gosh.
And you scan it, and then it'll dispense your drink.
You have to scan it every time that you want to drink?
Yes. So I took it back to the table with me. We ate, and I said, I want to refill this before I go. I went up, pushed, nothing. Put the barcode under the thing, drink.
It's like, what else can we do to make people not want to come to our restaurant?
Technology is awesome. I mean,
My big gripe there is if you go inside and I see, try to get a large cup. They told me I could not have a large cup.
well, now
I
you
said-
don't have to have a barcode to get it.
I told him, I said, I'll pay for the large. And the guy did say, no, it's drive through only. Like, you're freaking kidding me. I'm paying you money. What do you
should-
care?
Just to be spiteful, you should go through the drive-thru and order a soda. Go in, order your food in the kiosk, sit down, and you'll have your large
Well,
drink.
it'd take me 25 minutes to get my soda through the drive-through.
Yes, it will.
Well,
If
then,
they did it at all.
then you'd only have an hour and a half left to wait on your food.
Well, and then I won't have a barcode then.
True. You wouldn't
Now
have a
I'm
barcode
stuck.
because you didn't order a drink.
Oh, well, I ordered it through the drive-through, but
they're
they probably don't
not-
give you a barcode
no,
there.
They're not. It's funny. I saw a couple of the barcodes like laying around there. People just, I could have walked up, grabbed one of them.
Oh no, I'm sure once you hit that,
Well, I used
It's
it
good
twice.
for
I
an
used
hour.
it
That's
twice.
It's good
true.
for a time or something.
Yeah,
probably.
there's some way it cuts you off. I guarantee
Because, you know, that the soda is, they're paying, it's costing them
It's-
7 cents a stupid.
That's
cup
what
of
they're
soda.
concerned about.
How about you get your food right and get it out? The last time I went there, I left because when I pulled up, I think I even told it. I pulled up there, I stopped. The woman said nothing other than, it'll be at least 15 minutes. That is, it's not, have a nice day. What do you want? I could have just been ordering a large drink. No, 15. And that was it. And she got off and no one came back up. I said, well, I guess we'll leave.
Yeah.
And they don't care. They want you to leave.
Yeah. So I was just, like, wow, what are we coming to, man? It's like, if you want to even limit me to, if you're going to get fancy and limit me to one drink, I guess. I don't know, but
I had a story about work etiquette that I did not put on. It was talking about Gen Z, but I wasn't even going to leave it to Gen Z because I'm like, there's plenty of boomers and Gen X and millennials that this applies to too. Just in general, work ethic is gone.
Well,
service industry is gone. Customer service is gone. It's just
I'd
gone.
say work ethic, and we've talked about before, situational awareness too.
Yeah. I didn't want to derail
I won't go. Yeah, I won't go into.
I'm sorry.
Last week, did I gripe about the lady with the cheese at the grocery store? Did I? Anyway, okay.
That doesn't sound
I'll
familiar.
bring that up later. That was another gripe. All right.
A
So,
little teaser.
anyways, after we record, because we recorded our podcast before the eclipse last week.
Total eclipse
So-
of the pod.
That's right. So this week we're just slightly after the eclipse. So I thought we'd bring it up a little bit. And what you just sang is my first gripe about the eclipse. That's kind of been a theme song, is Total Eclipse of the Heart, and I hate that song. Doug brings that up all. I despise that song, and that's
I did not know that, to
That's
be
become
fair.
the theme song of the stupid eclipse.
I was just making a joke. I promise. I wasn't pushing buttons.
For one thing, your heart is not eclipsing. It's the sun. It's not the moon. No heart. We don't need to sing about it. No singing. Total eclipse of the. And then the other thing, and I just had these couple things. Other than the pure craziness around it, I mean, people were driving. We came back. We were down in Lexington, Kentucky to visit my son, and we were coming back on the Sunday the day before. And one of the full coverage areas was around Indianapolis, and we had to cut south of Indianapolis right below it. Traffic was insane as we drove past, and that was on Sunday. You know, everybody's got to get their jockey for their position to. It's almost as bad as people with their chairs at the pumpkin festival.
Oh, yeah.
Well, jockey for the position, but it's in the sky. Just look up. What are you jockeying
Oh, but you
for?
don't get the full one unless you're over there. You know, we saw 94% of it covered.
Yes.
I don't think I would have driven 2 to 3 hours to go see the other
Well, and
6% covered.
I had seen, to piggyback on that point, that hotel rooms in certain areas were going for like $800-900. That
Supply and demand.
the night,
Yep.
night before.
Yeah, I don't fault the hotels for that. I mean, it's like, I guess if you can get
I
it,
guess.
I suppose.
Would you ever pay $900
No.
at a hotel for one night,
No.
even if it was the fanciest hotel you've ever been to?
No.
I would say
this
no.
kind of throws back to, would you give your kid a car if you had lots of money? If money was no object, sure, maybe I'd spend that much for a hotel room. But
I don't think
as
so.
things are, no,
Yeah.
absolutely not. So the only other thing is going down to Lexington, Kentucky. We stopped outside of Indianapolis at a Wendy's to eat. Lori and I did. We didn't have to scan for our soda, but we did. They did have the big red Coke machine like Doug was griping about. But so we stopped at Wendy's, and as we're going in, Lori goes, "Oh, look at this sign!" And the sign said, "Tomorrow, for safety reasons, we will be closed from 2 to 3." It's like, does it not get dark there the rest of the week? I mean,
For safety, you're open at night.
that's what I mean.
What?
And what about it makes
Safety? Do you think the sun is going to fall on them or what?
Yeah.
It's 2024, right?
I thought so.
We've had men on the moon, and people are going nuts like it's the first time. Like, oh, the Great Spirit blotted out the sun. We run around. What? No, it's an eclipse. It's an eclipse.
I'm surprised some people didn't try to get to the moon before it went by the sun. I mean, they take a ride on it right past it. Oh, look, we're going past the sun.
People are nutty. They're nutty.
Well, yeah, for safety reasons, we're going to be closed from 2 to 3.
Again, what do you, for what? You're inside.
I think people are going to turn
I would
into
say that's fine, but I want to know what the safety is. Am I going to be okay?
Exactly.
I'm not closing. I'm just out here. What happened to me?
Yeah. It's like, what does Wendy's know that we don't?
Yeah, I wish
It's
I would
like,
got a
what
picture
happened?
of it, but I forgot to get it after I ate my lunch. But but yeah, it said for safety reasons, we're
Well, I
closed.
saw the same thing with schools. I had seen headlines like that.
Yeah.
With certain schools in New
Yeah.
York, it's like,
Well, there were certain schools in Illinois when I was down around St. Louis today that were closed.
Today or last Monday.
Well, today. Well, last
well,
Monday.
yes.
Today, as we're recording, last Monday, as it goes
As
out.
you listen
Yeah.
to this.
Oh, yes, yes. So,
Crazy.
yeah, the nuttiness around it. And I'm guilty. I went outside, looked at it with my little black. I didn't have the glasses. I had a little card that had black film in it, and you could hold it.
I didn't even look. It was like, it's an eclipse.
Like,
I've seen
them before,
it doesn't
but
matter. My
so I
wife,
did go look.
Well, while you're talking, my wife sent me something. First, multiple counties and states have declared states of emergency before this came out, which I didn't.
Oh, Lori was
What
telling me about
emergency?
that. Yeah.
State of emergency. So I have one. Niagara Falls, Ontario did. All of Indiana, all of Arkansas, several counties in Texas, several counties in New York, and several counties in Ohio. State of emergency. What emergency? What is?
I think they're saying because of the influx in traffic into their area or something.
Okay, it's just traffic. I don't know. It's this stuff. This has just ruined my whole week. This whole stupid eclipse thing. My wife
eclipse the rest of your week.
My wife sent me a little article from the local paper here, and it was talking about the eclipse. Well, I don't ever read it. It says solar eclipse 2024 warning: drivers beware of unusual conditions, and then it gives you, it talks blah 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 about a bunch of stuff. It says here are reminders from IDOT, or idiot if you're in Illinois. It's the Illinois Department of Transportation. So here's what they're telling you: you have to beware. Don't stop along roads or bridges. Avoid parking on the side of the road. Be cautious for large number of pedestrians near the road. How about the pedestrians watch out for cars? When I was a kid, that's how, stay back from the road, look both ways, don't just run out in the road.
I usually don't watch for pedestrians. I just plow through them.
Then we get into the real meat and potatoes of what you need to do. Now, this is already, so hopefully no one did this. I don't know, maybe you guys did. Don't take photos or wear your eclipse glasses while driving. You can't see anything with the eclipse glasses on. You might as well drive with a bag over your head.
It's very dark.
And then there's this one, which is, okay, be aware of your surroundings at all times. That should always, not just during the eclipse hour. How about all the time, Illinois? This one here was the piece de resistance. This one was the one that did it for me. Have a charged cell phone, full tank of gas, and bottled water. What? It's an hour. The moon covers the sun before it gets a little dark. Do we live in the year 637? It's like the great wizard is coming to turn us all into newts.
Geez, I think I only had a quarter tank of gas. I
had no bottled water.
I was on the edge.
Thank goodness I didn't read this then, because I would have freaked out.
When you guys survived?
We did.
I don't know.
Did you have water?
I was just outside.
Did you stay hydrated? Did you get dehydrated? Maybe that's what it is. The sun intensifies. I was really thirsty. Maybe that's what it was.
I think I did okay.
I made it through.
All right.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I'm going to get a T-shirt that says I survived the eclipse.
Well, actually, so my point on this whole thing kind of actually piggybacks off of the end of Greg's point and Doug's point he just made. If you took the whole thing out of context, right, not knowing it was an eclipse, the way people talked about it, you'd actually think it was a cult, like a cult event. Yeah. Because my favorite line, too, that I would always hear about that just made me laugh, people around media are like, half hour to totality. It's like the event that like we all arise and like ascend or whatever.
I know. And then it's like
boop.
Okay, we're done.
We've reached totality, everyone. It's like, this is the peak of civilization. We have reached totality.
I was driving. They broke in on the radio and said, we're going live now. Live for an eclipse on the radio. What?
I can't see a thing.
There's hundreds of people down here at the riverfront by the museum. I'm like, well, that's great. I'm driving in my truck.
It's like the lucky few cult members. They're the ones who are in the path, the total path, whatever that's called, the 100%. Whatever that is.
Total eclipse of the heart.
Yes, the total eclipse. Those are the good cult members, the ones that are in deep. The rest of us, we have to scrounge by. But it's like, the way that people, the countdown to totality, like that. If you took everything out of context, you would think that, this was some diehard cult.
Yeah.
They were about to reach their their final end goal with the goal. We've ascended to totality.
Well, no, you remember
like-
Heaven's Gates, Colt? You remember that one?
Oh yeah, I do.
Yeah. The Halley's Comet came and they all thought they were going to be taken up and they killed themselves. So
Yeah.
Oh, jeez. Well, I mean, it's just like I spent 5-10 minutes on Twitter earlier today, and you would have thought just from that the rapture was happening with the eclipse. Like, I mean, that was literally the
It's insane.
impression of it. It's like, yeah, and to Doug's point, literally at the end of the day, the sun was behind the moon for like a few minutes.
Yeah, a few minutes.
You know what song they should have? What song would have been better than Total Eclipse of Heart? Billy Thorpe, "Children of the Sun."
That's a good song.
and it would fit in. So okay,
You guys
anyway.
have ascended to totality.
Hey! All right, I'm done. That's it.
Yeah.
That's all I had to. It was like a cult event. I gotta
Yeah.
say, the way people just went crazy for it, and it was like hive mind,
Yeah.
waiting totality.
Come, great sun god.
Yes. Again, if you take it out of context, like Doug said, you think you were in the year 600 or something.
It's like a really old movie from like the 40s where the guy goes to the jungle or over here and or South America and they had the natives capture him and he's like, if you don't let me go, I'm going to blot the sun from the sky. And right when the eclipse comes, they're all like, oh my, that's how everybody felt.
Yeah.
The sun has been blotted totally out of the sky.
Yeah, this one felt a little more extreme than I think the 2017 one did.
I agree.
No, I don't know. I hope I just relax.
Maybe because the swath of it kind of went just east of us. The total, the total eclipse was east of us just a little bit. And
I don't know. Anyway, okay, I'm done. With
I wonder
that.
how the gals on the Greener Grass podcast did. It was their direction as well.
Yeah,
I think.
Ohio got slammed. I don't know.
Got
know.
slammed. We got slammed with darkness.
They got
for
slammed with
35
total
seconds.
darkness. Cleveland was going to be totally dark.
Yeah. So, yeah.
And when it went dark for that 1 hour there, I mean, I think all of the houses' prices were raised quite a bit. I'm kidding, Cleveland. Relax.
All right. That's all I got on the eclipse. We probably
Crazy.
more than did enough to that.
We lost an hour of good corn growing sun weather here.
Yeah.
We're back on the farmer market again?
Yes. I don't know. All right. Did you have anything else?
No, that was it.
All right. Well,
I did have one more little thing. This is nothing related to the eclipse. My trip to Louisville, we were out taking a walk.
or is it Louisville?
I'm sorry, it wasn't even Louisville, it's Lexington.
Oh,
So
okay.
different city. So we're out for a walk, and I see on this building, there's a lot of graffiti in Louisville. I keep saying Louisville, Lexington. Like, most of it's positive stuff, and it's kind of artsy. And someone had drawn on the side of a building a squirrel holding a chainsaw.
That's positive.
And it was a weird, I don't know. It was just it just struck me weird. There's an outline of a squirrel holding a chainsaw on the side of a building.
Is that it?
That's it.
Oh, I was waiting for some
I was just thinking of our trip to Lexington, and
kernel of great knowledge.
No,
coming
there's
to it.
no pearls.
Or maybe there was like
it's idiocy.
some text assigned to it, or
Maybe I'll edit the squirrel thing out.
no, leave it in.
I don't know. It just popped in my head. It was a weird.
I wouldn't want to take a walk through the woods down there. If the
Squirrels have
bad.
chainsaws. Just squirrels by themselves are bad enough.
Well, yeah, that's what I was wondering. Is what prompted it? What prompted someone to draw a squirrel?
Chainsaw. I don't know.
I don't know. It just popped in my head.
Okay.
All right.
Well, we're ready to move on
Yeah,
to Would
move
You
on.
Rather?
No, move on.
Okay. I have got some Would You Rather questions. And this first one, I have personalized it for each of us.
Oh, great.
So I'm going to say
I
this
don't
is,
like the sound of
Would
that.
you rather not have, and you're going to have a choice of two things for the rest of your life. You got to drop one of them. You can never have this again. Because the one that they gave me, I was like, yeah, I mean, it would make it. So I tried to pick two things that each of us really like, that I think that we've talked about that we really like, and you've got to get rid of one of them.
All right.
Never again. So for Mike, we'll start with you with this one.
Okay, good.
Would you rather never be able to play games, board games, video games, nothing ever again? Or would you rather never go fishing ever again?
Those are both pretty
Board
strong
games
for
or
him.
fishing? I was going to put pancakes, but I didn't know. I'm like, that's kind of just breakfast, so you could probably
I would
get
survive.
by without
Yes.
that. This is something that people you do a lot of.
How about shower
So
beer?
you can
shower
never.
beers. No
I
more
thought
shower
I
beer.
almost put pancakes in shower beer, but by then
I think you guys overestimate how many shower beers I consume. I'm just
I
gonna
got
throw
the
that out
over under
there.
at about 17 a week. Is that not a little?
It depends whether it's a
I
mowing
think
week
we
or
need
not.
to.
I think it's a pony keg. Maybe we need to get you some root beer.
If those
Well,
are
it's just
yeah.
another tap in the shower that he turns.
Hot, cold, shower beer.
Man, if those are the odds, I might be able to cook the books here. I think.
No, so games that board or video card, no games ever. So you have game. I know you guys play a lot of game nights and everything, or never fish again. One of those you got to give up the rest of your life.
Well, that sucks. Those are like in excluding sports. That's like all my pastimes right there. So that's painful.
Yeah, I tried to make them painful for all of us because the one they had was just kind of. It was like, you could do it, but it wouldn't. I mean, it would be inconvenient, but not where it would really hurt.
Which one would make your wife happier?
Well, if I had to give up one, that sucks. I'm gonna have to do fishing, and I hate that.
All right,
Mike's never fishing again, ever.
never fishing.
That sucks.
All right. So for me, I was honest. I thought, okay. So I said, would I rather never, ever eat meat again? So I'd have to go vegetarian. So no meat, no chicken, no fish, no meat.
Or kill yourself. Well, you're having no meat ever again.
My
That was
God.
extreme. Or never travel again. No vacations. I could take time off, but I'd have to stay right here. I mean, just home. I love traveling. I love going to the beach. I love the mountains. So it's like, man, no meat.
That sucks
or
too.
never traveling. Ever.
That's a tough one.
So I was like,
I know which
and
one
for
it
those
is.
don't, I love meat. I love it. But
What's the verdict?
if I'm going to be honest, I'm going to give up meat. It's not going to be fun. It's not going to be easy.
Wow.
All veggies.
Because I'm stuck in Illinois forever. I never get to go anywhere ever. I can't go down to Florida to the beach or Alabama to the beach or go to the Smoky Mountains or anything. It's like, look, those are things that get me through work. I mean, I put those little oases on the calendar and it's like, okay, I got 4 months until I have a vacation and I can get away for 3 or 4 days.
But by day 3 of being a vegetarian, you're gonna already just hit the wall.
See, I'm
I think.
hoping. What I'm hoping is over time, I might get used to finally like, okay, I can do this. It's gonna suck. It's not good. I don't want to give up either one.
He'll have a subscription.
Because then one of the things that we don't do a lot, but when I go, we eat. We go out to eat. I go to the seafood place. I got to give all that up.
Well, according to some people, seafood's not meat. I don't.
I know. But I'm going to say,
I'm gonna lump that in there.
I'm going to say it has to be seafood. So I gave up meat just because I don't want to give up the
It's
travel.
tough.
Doug's gonna have a subscription to Reese's.
Now, if we were if we were in Florida, that'd be
Yeah.
that's fine.
Like, okay, I'll stay here. That's not a big deal.
We live in Illinois.
yeah,
Yeah,
middle of nowhere.
I agree.
It's terrible.
Yeah.
All right. So, Greg, I said, for the rest of your life, starting now, you have to give up all music. None. You can have no music. No music on television. Everything gets muted out. Nothing.
That'd be weird.
Or you give no sweets ever again. So either you have no music of any kind, or you can't have no dessert, no sweets, Jell-O, nothing sweet. It's all savory or spicy, no sweet. I'm not just saying you can't have dessert. I'm saying sweets, they're gone. No sugar, no sweet tea. You can drink tea, you can drink water.
I don't drink a
No
lot of
soda?
sweet tea, but
Ever.
unsweetened soda.
No.
Oh, what's unsweetened soda?
Well,
I'm gonna say no.
There's
No.
Not diet. Yeah, no. It's
It
all
can't even
done.
scratch the
It's-
surface.
Yeah,
It's-
it's gone. That's a hard one too.
If
'Cause
I
was
can't-
thinking, I was like,
If I can't cast a fishing pole and Doug can't eat meat, no, there's no.
yeah,
There's no.
I'm with Mike on that one.
Yeah.
There's no leeway for you
Yeah.
here. It's all in.
here. Let me get a drink real quick.
Yeah.
All right. no music, or no sweets. Boy, I've got a sweet tooth. I got to go with music. I got to keep music. I got to keep.
You're going to keep music,
yeah.
so you're getting rid of the sweets.
I don't know how I do it, but yeah.
Well, I think you're
going to do like.
Yes, you're taking Doug's approach.
Hopefully, over time, your body will just get used to not having sweets.
I doubt
it. May never,
but
but the thing with me with meat, I'll have to sit here at Thanksgiving. Oh, everybody's going to be eating turkey. I like mashed potatoes, but man, it's like, you want some ham, Mike? You're passing it over my head. Like, oh, come on, guys, you're killing me.
Yeah.
It's not gonna be fun.
Yeah, I have no idea what I could even
All right. I tried
substitute that would.
I tried a little different one. Trying to personalize
That was
it.
tough.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
That was very tough.
Yep.
All right, so let's go.
That's a good one.
Here's a little different one. So we're going to get back to. Would you rather receive $1 from every person you find attractive? So in your brain, if you look, it's like that's an attractive. They come up and give you $1, or you receive $1 from every person you think is unattractive. Where do you think the money is? Mike went first last time, so I can go first. Or,
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm going unattractive. I think there are more ugly people in the world than attractive people. I think I'm going to get more money if unattractive people give me $1.
Just looking in the mirror count.
Well, no, because otherwise I'd be bankrupt, give myself dollars and dollars and dollars. But I think I'll make out better. And it's
What
honestly,
qualifies? I mean,
well, it's just in your whatever you find attractive. I don't know. Maybe you're not very discriminating. Maybe you find a bunch of people attractive, so you would want to go with the attractive people. I've got discriminating taste. So I'm going unattractive. I think I'm gonna make out better monetarily if I get $1 from all the uggos.
Well, I can't make eye contact with Doug ever again.
Uglies. Huh?
So I can't make eye contact with Doug ever again. I'll be shelling out all my money.
Or it's going to get very uncomfortable if I look at you and you're not compelled to give me $1.
Oh, that's
You hand me $1, like, no, you keep it, Mike. What?
the only Mike's page has that effect on people.
That's true. That's true.
this is tough. I think
Yeah, you can't have a standard for it's going to be whatever is attractive.
it's whatever
to you.
in your.
I mean,
whatever you find attractive or unattractive.
because your wife is also going to see people giving you $1 that's attractive, or they're going to see you not getting $1. So I mean, either way, it doesn't matter.
Well, she's gonna have to give me dollars if I say attractive. I mean,
Yeah, but they might be okay if you're making money out of it. I don't know.
yeah, Google those.
Go look at some attractive people, Greg.
Yeah, we need more money.
We're going on
we need
vacation.
groceries this week. Go to the beach. I'm going to say attractive.
All right.
Yeah, I don't really, like you said, there's no qualifier, so I don't know what.
It's just
I don't know what'll dictate
whatever
that,
your mind
but
eye finds.
Let's go attractive.
All right, Mike. Where are you going?
I'm going unattractive.
Damn, he's on my page. He's thinking there's more ugly people in the world. I don't think there's very many attractive people.
You guys hang out at Walmart quite a bit.
That's exactly where I'm going, baby. I'm going to the
I'll never have
bank.
to pay for groceries ever again. Boom. I'm in.
I'm running errands and getting paid at the same
You
time.
betcha.
See, I live over here in Morton. Everybody's
Oh,
Oh, yeah. You keep telling yourself that. All right, now this next one is stupid and awful, but
stupid and awful. Great.
okay. Would you rather have to bite your lip? Very sexually attractive at the end of every conversation. So you get done, you're like,
Turn the eye up.
sexily bite your lip. Or
You got to hum like that too.
you have to get a little. Or after every bite of food, you moan like,
No. Oh, that's so terrible.
but you're going to have to bite your lip. This is at work with clients, customers. Where are you going?
We kind of knew a girl that kind of did that after she ate. She would kind of hum / kind of.
I think some of your family members do that. I don't want to say it on here, but
I was trying to initial. No, don't.
I'll say that it's not my wife, so it's not your sister.
Well, I don't, so it's not me.
So we're narrowing it down.
Yeah, okay, I'll wait. Talk offline about that.
Yeah, I'm not 100%. All right, so you got to bite your lips sexily, or when you're eating food after every bite.
I think I'm doing the food. I'm not gonna like look at people. And, I mean, you talk to your boss at work and like, it's like, you're fired.
Well, that sucks.
Creepo. Yeah, I just, that makes me feel really cringy. The moaning after food doesn't sound so hot either, but
Am I up next?
I think I gotta.
Yeah, go right ahead.
I'm going 180 the opposite direction.
Oh, are you?
I'm just making it part of my personality at that point, you know? Because here's why. Yes, it's cringy, but I find it absolutely revolting. The moaning. And okay,
well, we can't eat together anymore.
But here's another. Yeah, that's true. I'll just have to go wait in the other room, and I can't talk to
Between you
either.
biting your lip and Greg moaning,
Yeah.
I've lost my appetite.
Yeah.
I'm glad I gave up meat now.
Take your vacation now. So,
I'll eat and go, and Michael, yeah.
yeah.
Is that good, Greg? Yes.
Well, I picked that because
I'm disgusting myself right now.
eating sounds in general just make me sick. I hate the lip clacking and lip
Well,
smacking.
I'll be clacking my lips. I'll just,
I hate that noise in general. It's one of those things that just triggers something in my brain, and I just hate it. And I don't want to be hearing people making those sounds either after they chew. So, yeah,
Okay.
I'm going with I'm just going to try to make it part of my personality, and it may stick with some people, and it won't stick with most. But every once in a while, I'm sure I can play it off. Yeah. So,
I went with the moaning too, only because I figure I can kind of control where I eat.
yeah.
So I just won't go out to eat to a point. I know there's going to be times where it's not going to be good. You know, I'm going to be.
I'll have a napkin over my mouth.
It's going to be like when Harry says, I'll have what he's having.
Yeah.
No. Don't take me to a buffet.
like the more you eat, the louder your moans get. It's like,
Yeah, we could do that. That would be
Well,
even
since
more
I can't have sweets anymore, so I won't be moaning over the sweets. Doug can't have meat, so there'll be no moaning over the meat.
No, there will not. There will not be that.
all.
I guarantee that one. I guarantee it. No moaning over the meat. At least from me. All right. Well, Greg killed that segment. So, anything else to add, Mike? I had to go to Mike.
Yeah.
good point, Greg.
All right. Well, I got a game.
Doug's got game.
And this is a game. I just kind of made this up. It's called Movie or Mortuary.
Ooh.
So I'm going to give you a line, and you know what? Give me a piece. You need a piece of paper. I want you to write these down. Lock them in.
Yep. No, don't use that one. You use
Feel free to play along out there in Radio Land, Podcast Land, I guess, not Radio Land. I'm going to give you a line, and you got to tell me, is this, and these are actual advertisements from a mortuary or taglines from a movie. And most of the movies are B-grade horror movies. So
okay.
These are all actual. So you're going to have to tell me, is this from a movie or is this from a mortuary?
How many are we doing? That's okay.
I got 18, but I don't know that we'll do all of them. They'll be pretty quick. So we'll start off. From Here to Heaven, Godspeed.
From Here to Heaven, Godspeed. So movie or mortuary? Of course, they both start with
movie or mortuary. What do you got? We'll just, if you want, we'll just say, go ahead and tell me.
I got movie.
Movie.
Mortuary.
Oh.
All right, let's do this one. We'll make you look drop dead gorgeous.
Mortuary.
I said movie.
Mortuary.
Oh my gosh.
Ding dong, you're dead.
It's got to be movie.
This has to be a movie.
You said movie? Movie. From
Okay.
House, 1986. Let's see here. Power to the Peaceful.
I'm going movie.
I also said movie.
Mortuary.
Gosh.
Wow.
Darn it.
All right. Everything that has a beginning has an end.
Mortuary.
That's what I said as well.
Movie. The Matrix Revolution, 2003. Where shopping will cost you an arm and a leg.
Movie.
Mortuary.
Movie. 1985 Chopping Mall.
Chopping mall.
Chopping Mall. Everyone is dying to have their funeral here.
Ooh,
It's got to be
it
a more.
says-
I'm going mortuary.
I'm going mortuary as well.
It is mortuary.
I thought maybe it's a trick question. Maybe they got thrown into a movie.
Coffin so nice you'll want to die twice.
It's got to be a mortuary.
I'm going to say movie.
Mortuary.
Oh, gosh dang it.
Where nobody rests in peace.
I'm going movie.
Let's see here. Where nobody rests in peace. I'm saying movie as well.
It is a movie. The movie is Mortuary from 1983. By sword, by axe, by pick. Bye-bye.
Movie.
I said movie.
The Mutilator, 1985. Our day begins where your day ends.
Oh my, that's a mortuary.
That's, mortuary.
It's mortuary. You have the right to remain silent forever.
That's a movie.
Ooh.
I'm going movie.
I got movie as well.
Maniac Cop from 1988. Life is for living.
Mortuary.
Life is for living.
Life is for living.
This one I can see going either way. I'm going to go mortuary.
Movie.
Wow.
Charlie St. Cloud. Life is for living. Remember the future.
Remember the future.
I think I want to pick movie, but I'm going to go the opposite. I'm going to say mortuary.
I got mortuary.
Paycheck 2003.
I tricked myself. I just overthought that one.
Let's see here. Quality service is irrelevant when you're dead.
Mortuary.
That is a mortuary.
Yeah.
Straight to the point with that one.
Be afraid. Be very afraid.
Movie.
Yeah, movie.
The Fly,
Yeah.
1986.
That one I actually knew.
You shouldn't be caught dead anywhere else.
Mortuary.
It is mortuary.
Oh, those are good.
Life as it should be.
I'm going to go movie.
I'll go
Mortuary.
Oh, gosh. Dang it. Wow. Not good.
All right. I didn't keep track, you guys. How'd you do?
I got 50%. 9 out of 18.
I got 13 out of 18.
Oh, Greg.
I bombed that.
All right. That's just something different. I saw this. I was like, I wonder how many of these you could try to get where, because some of these were like, they were actual slogans of mortuaries.
Yeah.
I'm like, they sound like bad movie taglines.
Some of them were kind of obvious, but
Yeah.
the rest of them, there's a lot of tough ones there.
All right. Well, so much for that. That's all I had there. Let's see where. Oh yeah, we got all kinds of time.
All kinds.
All kinds of time. All right. Well, did you growing up? Did you ever have like big blowout birthday parties, like a kid's party?
Yeah.
No, not really.
Me neither.
We had family parties, get-togethers.
I say so a couple that I could think of, I couldn't tell you how old I was, but my parents paid for me and a lot of my friends to go to In Play, which was like kind of an arcade.
Oh yeah, I remember In Play.
Oh man, I love that.
I
as a
took
kid.
Garrett there.
So I did 1 year, big thing there, and I did another one at what's that called? Cartville, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Which was kind of that
Go-karts, yeah.
and other
Batting
stuff.
cages and things like that.
Yeah, like things like that. So those are the two. As a kid, those were the two kind of big ones I could think of. That kind of meet the criteria of our story.
Okay. Well, this mom had a birthday party for her son. Came up with a birthday party, and she had a little bit of a complaint. I'll kind of read what she said. Get your thoughts on it. So yesterday we had a birthday party for our youngest and held it at a kid's place. I'd planned for the kids that RSVP'd plus 2 extra in case some showed up. And at max, her party should have been 11 kids. The mom informed the venue based the cake, food, party room, and lolly bags, I'm assuming gift bags,
Yeah.
Lolly bags.
off that figure as well. However, on the day, the number blew out by nearly double. The day of several parents showed up with siblings and the kids. Just all started joining with the rest of everybody. Total head count ended up being 19, which threw everything off, especially the final price. So she was pretty upset, and she took to Reddit, of course, and asked what she. The mom revealed that her and her husband were at a loss. They felt it wasn't the kids' fault, that the parents wrongly assumed that they could join, so they didn't want to leave them out because they were just little kids. But the final price of the party was a lot more than they budgeted. I've never had this happen with so many siblings just showing up and parents expecting them to join in. It's this normal now. Yeah. So, so what are your thoughts on kids' birthday parties and this situation in general or particular?
I'll go first.
Go
maybe.
ahead.
I'll preface this again. I don't have kids. So take my opinion.
But you were a kid.
I was a kid.
So,
first-hand experience there, I guess. But I don't have kids, so I've never been in this situation.
okay.
Is my point. But I would agree with her. If I was a kid and if I was the one having the birthday party, there's your best friends from school or teams or whoever you want to invite that'll come to your party. Like, I'm looking forward to having a party with them. I'm going to be playing with my best friends at my birthday party, not Timmy's 2 little brothers that I don't know,
Right.
or So from a perspective of a kid, like I don't want all these other little kids in my birthday party, I guess.
Yeah.
From that perspective.
From the child
From
perspective.
the kid's perspective, yeah. Now, as a parent, yeah, like if you have certain, and I understand you can't always give your kid a big giant birthday party every birthday, but when you do, you can't always account for all those extra kids that'll raise your price, and not to mention she had all the food picked out, and I guess you could say, she tried to plan for something like this with a couple other kids showing up extra, but yeah, not to almost double the amount she was planning for. So I'm sure some people didn't get food. I'm sure some people didn't get cake. I'm sure there weren't enough gift bags to go around, obviously. But also at the same time, you're not going to kick them out because they're little kids too, so you're not going to put your foot down on that end, I don't think. But I think it's up to the parents of the attending kids who were invited to the party to kind of make that line. And if you're going to abuse that, I'd say... So I would agree, long way around, I would agree with the poster that there were some problems there, I guess.
Yeah, I think we would have to come up with a nice way to tell the parents that brought other kids that we did not plan for this. So we, like you said, we don't have gift bags for, a bunch of extra kids. I mean, your kids are welcome to join and play, but you're going to have to talk to them and tell them that, we just don't have.
I couldn't kick the little kids out of the play area. So obviously they're going to play.
The tough part gets to be if there's like food and cake and stuff.
Little
Fortunately,
Timmy,
we never had
didn't
to
get an
encounter
invite,
this. I mean, we had birthday parties for our kids, but it seemed like we were able to keep it pretty controlled to just their friends and relatives. And so we never had to encounter this. But I don't know. It depends. I mean, this is double. I mean, if it's double and my budget wouldn't allow double, then no, I'd have to, like I said, come up with a tactful way to talk to the parents, say, you know, we just can't do this. It kind of goes back to the whole, if money was no object, sure, I'll order some more stuff and we'll let them play.
I have one more quick point before Doug talks. Like, if this was a sleepover, like, you're like, no, I'm not watching.
Well, yeah,
I'm not watching
absolutely.
Timmy's little brother.
Absolutely.
I'm not taking on that responsibility. So, in the certain situation, it's a controlled little kids play area thing.
Well,
I
it's
guess
kind of bad on the parents that are letting the other kids do it, because they
That's
should
where
call the parents and say, hey, I'm bringing Timmy. We've got Johnny and Susie here. Can they tag along?
That's where the fault lies.
Yeah.
Sorry, no, we didn't
And
plan for
then
that.
you could say, well, you know, the cost for each kid for this is about, you know, $20 a kid or whatever. And say, you know,
reimburse me
if you want to we want to pay for some of theirs, but you may be limited on food or whatever, and you can't allow everybody. Once in a while, you got to say no.
Yep, the parents that brought the kids or didn't RSVP, they're kind of the jerks in this particular thing. Now, I have questions outside of that. My thought on this was, again, when growing up, I think I had one big part. When I turned 16, we had like a hay rack, or not a hay rack, like a weenie roast. When I got to invite a bunch of people over, and family and friends. My mom had a big
root beer
bonfire.
Kegs.
And what was that?
Sorry, root beer kegs.
Root beer kegs.
Root beer.
And we had
they were doing keg
my mom had
stands
we had a
on
big scavenger hunt where we actually drove around town and had to find stuff, and then so that was kind of fun. But I mean, parties, most of the time it was my mom and dad, my little brother who lived with us, and that was it. I mean, and then it was kind of just your birthday, you got a gift, and they kind of went a little bigger on bigger birthdays, like when you turn 10, double digit, 13, 16. Those were kind of the three. Outside of that, I was like, happy birthday, here's a gift or two, and some cake.
I think my biggest party was my 60th. Not a lot of extra kids came.
No. That's all true.
Lori had to throw out some people.
You didn't RSVP. They brought their friends. I don't even know these people.
Well, you better not touch that cake. We've got exact amounts.
But I went to a few kids' birthday parties when I was a kid. I don't remember getting like a gift bag, or it's like you got cake. That was the big deal. It's like, oh, we get cake. Now, in my household, you didn't get cake every day. We didn't have cake just laying around. So it was like, well, that was a big deal. We went, you're going to get cake, maybe ice cream. Like, woo! And you play some games. Now, sometimes they had a prize if you won the game. Like, the winner of the game, I don't know, pin the tail on a donkey or whatever, musical chairs.
Yeah, I don't remember going to that many kids' birthday parties.
I remember
either.
a couple.
Maybe there was a couple, but I'm forgetting about. But
so a lot of the ones I would go to as a kid were like sleepovers, big pizza parties and sleepovers and stuff like that. Those were
I didn't go to too many sleepovers.
I mean, I spent the night with friends just on normal, occasions, but that's nothing special.
A lot of the ones I remember as kids.
Yeah, we lived out in the country, quite a ways from anybody. So my parents were like, "Nah, we're not." When I got older, to where even like before I got my license, I could ride my bike down to a friend of mine's house. He lived about a mile away. I'd ride my bike down there and we'd spend the night. Or he had dirt bikes. We'd go down, we'd ride dirt bikes out back and forth. And then once I got my license, sometimes I'd crash at his house or he'd crash at my house. But not for parties. But somebody, towards the end, the person that wrote this article kind of brought this up. They said, celebrating your kid's birthday has morphed into a costly affair, largely influenced by the unwavering pressure of social media.
Of course.
From expensive personalized balls, balloon arches, entertainers, many parents feel the need to keep up with their children's friends. I do not. I never did care what their friends were doing. I just did something, whatever, for my son.
What little kid wants a balloon arch on their birthday? I'm sure there's some. Don't get me wrong.
Well, it isn't
your
the
birthday would be
kids.
ruined, Mike, if you didn't have a balloon arch.
Who was asking for that as a little kid? I'm sorry. Like I said, I'm sure there's some.
I like
Come
it. Says,
on.
our kids'
Clown.
happiness doesn't hinge on the price tag of their celebration, and it's silly to have to live on. Oh, it's silly to have to live on baked beans for weeks leading up to the party just so you can afford it. And I agree. People blow this stuff out. They spend hundreds of dollars or thousands even sometimes.
When you're setting the bar as the Tooth Fairy, getting $100,
Yes.
That's
last
right.
week.
only goes up from there.
And now I'm really going to sound like an old man because I got a couple points that I want to bring up, and it's going to make me sound like an old man yelling.
Before you go there, I was just going to ask
Go ahead.
you, did you guys ever go to one of those parties? Like some kid that was, his parents threw a big shindig?
No.
Yeah.
I
Did you?
did not. It was all low-key stuff if I went to somebody's house.
I'm not remembering, and maybe it's just, again, I'm not remembering.
But then when I would have went to these parties, when I was the age to go to these parties, it was in the 70s, early 80s maybe. But by then I kind of aged out of going to a birthday party.
Yeah.
Well, a couple actually, I can think. Like a friend of mine had a party, I think at, like Knights Action Park or something.
Oh, in Springfield? Yeah.
Someplace like that. That was a big,
Which would be a
bigger
water
one.
park /
yeah.
batting cages.
So that was
again,
the big one. And another one I can think of is that I had some good friends who, in Groveland, where I grew up, there's a lake not too far from where I grew up, and some friends lived on that lake. And he had a big birthday party that we like swam in the lake and pizza party, big thing like that. We played a bunch of games and stuff like that at the party.
I got to admit, I'm being a little bit of a hypocrite because we did have a few parties for my son. We had at a water park, indoor water park, but like you could rent it it was like $100 for the birthday, and that was cake.
Which park was that?
Well, we went to the river. Plex down.
Down by the river.
Yeah, you guys were there.
We were.
Yeah, I think you brought Courtney.
Okay, which would make sense.
I don't know. But he was small. But part of that was because my son was an only child, and so we always felt bad that it's like So I would do a little more than I didn't have any other kids. We only had him, so we did a little more than what I would probably have liked to have done, but. I neglected him many other ways, so
so you made up for it.
Yeah, it was a push, for the stuff that we did. I always make sure to bring him down to earth and humble him. No, my biggest thing is like kids get used to getting everything. My son did not get everything, so yeah, there was like he wanted certain no, you're not, or you're just I'm not going to buy you something just because we at the store, just because you go. But they get used to getting everything they want, and then when they become adults, or they get out. They're not good employees. They don't have any social awareness because they're used to just, if I don't get my way, well, then I'll just quit. I'll just leave. I'll go do something else. Like, well, maybe you can do that. And the other thing is that we don't do anymore. And I know we've talked about this before is that delayed gratification. It's like, well, you can't have, when you turn 10, we'll have a big birthday.
I'm still waiting on
when
it.
I'm 8. It's like, yeah. Mine was canceled gratification somehow. It kept getting delayed, and they're like, you're not getting any gratification. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Oh, it's coming. Yeah, right.
They just finally broke down and told me, no, listen, it's not coming.
That gratification you wanted.
You're not going to be
It's out the
gratified
window.
at all. So I don't know. Anyway, that was my big points right there, my big takeaways from that.
I mean, I think our kids, most of the time, I can't say we never. I mean, probably like maybe a 16th birthday or something like that. I'm just not recalling them. But most of the time, we just had their friends over, and it would be either outdoors or in our church's fellowship hall or something like that. And we would have cake and balloon, and we'd play games and do stuff like that. But I can't remember any that were really what I would call extravagant or over the top.
Yeah, most of my son's birthday parties would just be I'd tell him he could invite a couple friends, and like Mike said, they would go upstairs. We'd rent video games and get pizzas, and they go upstairs, and my wife and I would sit downstairs and shut the door, and they would just play video games and stuff. Another problem: my son's birthday is December 19th, so it's right, So we tried to make it. I didn't want him to have Christmas and happy birthday Merry Christmas. I wanted him to have his own birthday. And that made it difficult, too, for having people to do stuff because they have Christmas coming up. And then
Those
going
Christmas
outside.
birthdays are tough when you're young.
But when he turned 16, we took him and a friend up to Iowa to go skiing. And that was, or snowboarding. They fell down the mountain. It was funny. It was fun to watch them. But that was probably the biggest thing we did.
Been there,
so,
done that.
I don't know. Anything else before we move on?
I don't believe so.
All right. Well, out in Michigan, a man was very upset. With his order from Chipotle. In fact, he was so upset, he's accused of shooting a Chipotle employee.
Well, I mean, when they start giving you barcodes,
near Detroit on Friday. Well, that's kind of, I got a question, so I'm going to bring that back around. Thank you for bringing that up, because that's a good one. On Friday. So, reportedly over an argument about guacamole. Violence unfolded at a location on Evergreen Road. Witness said they were eating. They heard an argument break out between a customer and an employee. The employee briefly went to the back of the restaurant. The customer walked around the counter, tried to grab his food, and put it in a bag. The employee came back, and they started fighting, and that's when they heard the gunshot. And they just ran out as quickly as they could, they said. The employee was shot in the leg, and the customer said that the gunman was captured not far away. He said he didn't look like he was in any hurry. He took his time to go, just walked out of the store, got in his car, and started to drive off, and they caught him just like down the road. The one thing that it doesn't say in here is they said that the argument was over guacamole, but I don't know, did he not get his guacamole, or did they put guacamole on it and he didn't want it? What do you think it's going to be?
My argument would be, can you take this off? I don't want it, or
I think
I did not order this.
I think he asked for it, and he probably paid like $2 or $3 for guacamole, and he didn't get it.
Yeah,
that would be my guess. But I'm with you. I don't want guacamole on it. They put it on. But I was going to say, so
I wouldn't shoot anybody over it.
What would get you to the point where you would shoot somebody? Now, a barcode to get your drink. That's what I'm saying. That's getting up there now. That is starting to like. I might shoot the machine.
I might.
Here's your barcode.
Pound on the machine. Yeah, I would. I mean, it's hard because I wouldn't shoot anybody, obviously, for anything. But I mean, unless they're literally holding a gun on me.
What does this get you in your mind if you're this guy? Gosh darn it! I ordered guacamole. I'm going to get my food, and you shoot somebody. It's like, well, now you're going to jail over Chipotle. How did that help you? How did
doesn't.
Maybe he's going to jail. I don't know. They might have just released him. No bond, no nothing. He's just released.
Yeah.
Man, it's like, I think the point where it really starts is like, if I pulled up to a drive-thru and it's like that kind of your story that you did earlier, Doug. It's like, yeah, you're going to get the brash 15 minutes right up at the front. You're already not starting out on a great foot there. So depending on how the rest of and then it's like they tell you, you go to a KFC and they're out of chicken. It's like, then what's the point? Like, why are we even here anymore?
But I wouldn't shoot somebody over it.
Well, no, that's not what I'm saying either.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
But maybe this type of thing happened there. Maybe the whole thing just got derailed right from the start and the guy just wasn't feeling it.
Could have been a falling down situation in that movie where it started out, he started having a little bit of a bad day and it just snowballed, and then he gets there and there's no guacamole and like, that's it. That's the one. I can't take it anymore.
That slope is slippery and you can't get back up.
It is. It is. And you know what? I identify more with Michael Douglas from that movie all the time. And I feel it's like, listen, he's got legitimate points here. When he orders the breakfast sandwich, like, we stop serving it at 10:30, and it's like 10:32. He's like, literally, you can just sorry.
Yeah, that kind of stuff does tick you off.
Yeah, it would. It would make you just want to lose your mind. But yeah, I wouldn't shoot somebody. Obviously, we are not pro violence against employees. Yes.
But what would push? What is that thing that would push you mentally to not that you shoot somebody, but just to lash out or to?
I have noticed something though, real quick though. We've had people got shot at, I think, at Taco Bell drive-thrus. What is it about Mexican food that makes people bring out the guns? We've had stories with Taco Bell. The naked guy at Taco Bell, I think, shot somebody over a drive-thru.
But we've had them at McDonald's too.
Yeah, I'm sure we have. It just seems like Mexican restaurants seem to be I don't know.
They love their
Is it hot?
Mexican food,
They
man.
do.
You better get it out there. I love Mexican. Who doesn't love Mexican food? I mean, it's good.
I like it.
I thought packing heat meant like you just grab some hot sauce packets or something for
right.
her, but
Yeah, I think the barcode getting a drink. If I'm thinking of it, that would be enough to maybe make me just flip out and start yelling and
You
screaming.
need to go
at
to a
somebody.
Steak and Shake.
No, I don't now. I really don't, because I would lose it. I'm already mad that I won't give me a large cup, and now I got to go
Well-
up there like an ass, like my mom, like I'm 6 years old. Can I have another drink? You scan your barcode.
Yep.
You've already had
Scan
one. It's like,
I think what's even worse is when you take a place like Steak and Shake is a perfect example. You go there 5 years ago, and I used to do it in high school.
Oh, yeah. It used to
after
be
a football game or something.
Almost kind of the place to be on Friday night
Yes.
after a game.
like at midnight or whatever, you'd be at Steak and Shake.
Yeah.
And you know what? You still had to wait an hour and a half for a milkshake, but
But it was like crazy busy.
it
then.
was. And it was slammed. There's like 2 waitresses for the whole restaurant.
Yeah.
some poor middle-aged woman that's just
Yes.
trying to make extra money, and you
Yeah.
know, she's nice and she's coming around, and 3 times while you're there, you'll hear plates just crashing and
Yeah.
breaking. I don't know what their plate budget was
Yeah.
at Steak and Shake, but
But they tried their best.
Yes.
And you got personal personal service
Yeah.
as much
I
as
always
you can.
liked it.
I did too.
So you take that from 5 years ago and you fast forward to where we are today.
Yeah, now you walk in.
The whole thing is just gone.
Well, the one
There's-
thing that with Steak and Shake, I'm derailing us all the way with Steak and Shake. It was kind of splitting the difference between fast food and a sit-down restaurant.
Yeah.
Yep, exactly.
It was a notch above fast food, but it wasn't the sit-down restaurant necessarily. So you didn't mind going there and like, yeah, I'm going to pay a little bit more than I will at McDonald's.
You're probably going to wait a little bit.
Yeah.
You're going to pay a little
And,
more.
you
But
know,
there's
but
something
it's
about
a little better.
Yeah.
Because back then you could get, I mean, they had a lot of sides. You could get a salad, cottage cheese, chili
Coleslaw.
cheese fries,
Yeah, yeah.
coleslaw.
Bean crock.
Bean crock. And now I think it's just fries. Like, no, we got fries and burgers. And the price is still outrageous. It's like you're charging me the same as if the nice middle-aged woman is coming and taking care of my order. I'm doing it all.
Yeah.
Yeah, and my point too, the payoff is over the course of the 5 years that Steak and Shake is the example of, slowly but surely, and everywhere you go out to eat now, over like the last 5 years especially, everything has just gone downhill.
Yeah.
It has.
Price has gone
Quantity
up.
sizes, prices go up.
Yep, you pay more for less. The food quality itself is not always the best anymore. Service is terrible.
Yeah.
It's awful. So I think that's maybe this guy had just had enough. He just snapped. And you know what? The
Yeah,
guacamole
the scan
is
is soda.
the guacamole is a figure of the
bigger
decline
picture.
of
It is.
the food industry.
It is. So we can empathize with him, but we do not.
Or we do
Endorse
not
violence.
Yes. We do not call for that.
Shame on you.
Yes.
You
Instead,
just
go
gripe
to-
about it on a
let's say,
podcast.
go to Facebook and
Yes.
gripe in your community forum about it.
Yes.
You'll probably get people that agree with you.
Oh, I'm sure you will.
All right. And last but not least, we're going to Cambodia, where they have a
Wow.
serious problem. They are trying to crack down on it's. They're trying to keep, and in quotes, literally, anarchy in the streets from happening. They've got a big problem.
That doesn't sound good.
The prime minister has come out with new laws to curb this. It's about time. They're cracking down on musical car horns. That's a nationwide.
I'm thinking Dukes of Hazzard.
It's a
here.
nationwide problem, they said. So on his social media, he went and said that they're making it illegal. He said they have young people dancing on the side of the road to the musical stylings of truck horns. The ban was
heck
necessary
kind of
to
horns they got?
the ban was necessary to avoid anarchy in the streets. That's a quote. The Transportation Ministry and police would enforce his order that the truck owners replace the horns with normal honking ones. So this is a huge problem over there. I don't know what. Yeah, I'm with you. What in the world? What kind of horns are these that they're playing music? I had a musical horn in high school on my car. I bought
redneck.
one. I put it. I don't care. I put it in there. I only had it for about a month and it burned up. But I had it in the car.
Burned his car up.
It had like about 30 songs. But the songs, they literally at most played for 5 seconds. How much dancing are you doing for 5 seconds? You know, and they had the things. They had the Dukes of Hazzard, Dixie.
Yeah.
And then Then we had La Cuca.
Yeah,
That's when you're at
I love that one.
That's when you're at the Mexican
I would do
restaurant
that. I love
getting
that
your
song.
guacamole.
That's a great song. Bunch of Christmas songs that had Happy Birthday. It had the Death March. Bum, 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 bum.
That's kind of hard to dance to.
Well, it's a somber dance. But what kind of musical horns are these?
I'm
And if
picturing
they're
like
only five-
Rodney Dangerfield's car in Caddyshack.
I think I had that one on there too. Again, how much can you dance to that? It's very quick.
Well, yeah, it's not even danceable type music.
And if you're driving, and you're driving by and you hit the horn, they're gonna have to dance for like what, 2 seconds.
yeah.
Anarchy in the streets.
I think
Excuse me.
I think maybe the anarchy comes from the amount of people maybe honking their horns at once.
Simultaneously, different songs.
People don't know what to dance to. One
They
horn is one dance. One horn is another dance. This horn is that dance. And you can't decide.
What if they synchronized all their horns to the same song?
That would be
See,
beautiful.
we need more information. I don't know. Can they pick? Do they have different songs, or is it one song they're constantly honking?
And has the technology gotten better so it's actual music when
Yeah,
you
mine
tap?
was like 8-bit. Sound like Atari
Yeah.
playing the music.
Yeah.
It wasn't, and I thought that was cool.
Yeah.
Like, this is so awesome. I'm playing music on my horn. Like,
Yeah, I don't know what it'd be curious to hear what the horns sound like.
Yeah.
And
Well-
I'd like to see them dancing to them.
I would too. I would too.
Yeah, the people are clamoring. Just give us one dance. We can't do all these. We're not ready for all
Yeah,
these
we
different
need
dances.
one.
We just need one.
It's a modern day Footloose. He's cracking down. They're gonna have a guy going out there, start dancing on the street.
So the sheriff's going to come into town and toss them out.
That's right.
Yeah.
We said no dancing.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't know. Weird.
Anything else you got going?
Nah.
All right. Well, I guess that'll wrap it up then.
Yeah, I think we've eclipsed our time.
I think we totally eclipsed our time. Total eclipse of the heart.
If that was on a horn, maybe that would prompt me to shoot somebody.
I think we should get total eclipse of the heart musical horns.
We found Greg's breaking point.
All right. Hey, thanks everybody for tuning in to the show. We do appreciate it. If you like the show, hit the share button. Check out our social media pages. Share some of those. We put different posts out there, funny little things. Follow us out there on Instagram, Facebook, X. You can look us up on YouTube and Rumble. We throw out different videos there as well. And give us a comment, 5-star rating, a good review. We enjoy all that. We hope you're tuning in 7 days. Until then, see ya.
Later.
Peace. Total eclipse of the heart is the wait in line drive-through music. As you're waiting your 15 minutes for your steak and
Well,
shake.
that wraps up another episode. Thanks for listening. Please be sure to subscribe, and you can follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.